So the final thing I did for my design was to add the text that will fill out the rest of the cover. First of all, you see I kept it within the same color scheme. In this case, I thought white would look good on top of the color. And I also clearly defined the margins within my inside flap. Notice that I didn't put any text along the side of the margin. I kept everything well within the every single area, including inside the back area. To add the text, of course, all you need to do is make a text box. In this case, use your type tool, click and drag, and that'll make a text box inside of it. And type out the text that you want to say. Also, you need to format it and keep the formatting consistent throughout each style. For instance, for the type that I use the same font and also a consistent font size for both the front flap, the back flap, and the back cover of my design. Additionally, to fill it in, you don't have to type anything specific. You can either make up the text, or in my case, I use what's called placeholder text. To insert placeholder text, and you can see it's just random words, and usually it's in Latin or Greek. First of all, type out just a little bit of text and go ahead and format it. In my case, I'll just change the text color to white, and that'll be okay. Go to Type, down to Fill with Placeholder Text, and that'll fill in the entire area with just some dummy text that you can go in and format later. In my case, I also added a drop cap to the first line. Other things to think about would include the addition of any pictures that you want with your image. In this case, I did an About the Author section on the back flap, and I added just this old school kind of author type picture at the bottom of it. In Photoshop, I recolored this picture to be white and this particular shade of blue. And you know several techniques in order to be able to recolor photographs by now. Remember, the same thing has to be done for the Volume 2 set as well. And because it's a different width, I need to adjust up a few different things, but everything else will remain pretty much the same. As soon as you've designed one cover, you don't have to redo the whole thing for something different. Just make sure that they both look consistent from one design to the other. Once you're finished with this, it's time to print it off on the color printer, cut it out, and wrap it around your picture, or excuse me, your books. Go to File, and of course you want to save your document. And when you go to Print, let's make sure that our printing marks are turned on. First of all, you'll choose the color printer, go to Bleed, Marks and Bleed, and turn on all of the printer's marks. Particularly, we want the crop marks so that we'll know where to crop off our entire cover once we place it around our book. You can hit Save, or if I had a printer set up, I would also hit Print, and it would print off from there. And that's it. By the end of class today, you should have a good layout for your entire book covers. The second thing we're going to work on the next class is the package design. The package design will be based on the book cover design that you've created. So once you've got a good, consistent book cover laid out, remember, you'll just translate that into a package design.